and take my picture. Too late. All right. Started into a video. I was doing this. The V is for life. An R is for roi, meaning king. A V, meaning for life. V is for lamb, meaning jack. V jack, 22 equals 4. 9, 4, or the D over the V, which is the 4. And a 4, this is 22, and this is just a regular 4. The regular 4 says, I am 1 and 3, and you are 2 and 2. Together, we are 1, 2, 2, 3. We are 44. We are more. We are 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3, 4 equals 7. You are 2 times 2, 2 plus 2, 44 equals 8. 3.444 times 4 is 1776. How much better can you make it work? The numbers don't make a mistake. Only I can make a mistake. The definitions are your reality. I can only deliver you what the numbers I see. And then if I make a mistake, I make a mistake. But whatever I brought to you has a reality in its own number. So you can still use it for whatever. So whatever the mistake is, it's almost like walking into the house and seeing a person. And as you walk in, you bring your umbrella. You see a little box and you put the umbrella in, but nobody told you. So it's like a magic wand. I didn't try to make the mistake, but I did make the mistake. But if I make too many mistakes, you're going to be making up more stories than me. Therefore, what am I good for? I'm only good for the initial puzzle of the casse-tête, to break your head in 1,000 pieces, because in French, casse-tête is a puzzle. It's 1,000 pieces, because that's what it says to me. When I hear casse-tête, I don't just think puzzle. When I hear it in French, but the word doesn't come puzzle to my head. It's all kinds of different things. I mean, I can't even explain things to people. If it came into me and I saw it the same way I can explain it to people, it would be so easy to explain things to people when they ask me a question about anything. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4. Now what we have to remember is this little code, okay, because we're going to jump all around. So this is the king, but is it the queen? Of course it's the queen, because in French, the D is a dame for queen. Q17, D4, because she counts in all the corners. She counts everywhere. She holds all the flowers. She holds all the flowers. First, I'm going to show you that this is one cube. It's whole. How do I know it's whole? Because Lego sells a lot of crap. They even got a Lego store. They legging up on you. Big old rooster with the big old legs. We've got calling this one and this one. So this becomes whole. Whole is 1,440. Because a whole day is 1,440 minutes. M, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is 7. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 7. 16 is 7. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 1 and 3. 1 and 3 equals 7. I don't have to move this one. I had to move this one from 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 13, while this one was sitting 7. Sitting Shiva. Didn't have to move. He's sitting Shiva for the dead. Well, he knows, Father knows the gateway, all these are going to die. Why? Now he doubles up. He goes from 7, he goes to 14. He goes from 1 times 3 to 1 plus 3 equals 3 and 4 is 7. Right over here. This one has to double up to 3 and 34. Now we go back over here. Now we got this 3 and 4 over here. We had to double this one up because we brought into a new world. So we doubled up to 14. Now once you see 14 and 7, automatically, you know, you're in the game. Because the 7 is all over the dice. Which number did I come up with? 3 and 4. That's a 7 all over the dice. 1 and 6 is a 7 over the dice. Let's not count yet the 2 and 5 because that's a very interesting thing. 2 here and 2 there and the 5 all together because the 5th one goes in the center. It says I am 1 in the center of 4. Why is it the center of 4? Here's where I'm going to do next. This is the dice cube. 14 around, 1 and 6 up and down. The only time this exists, with 1 and 3, 1 becomes 6, 3 becomes 4. 6 and 4, the same thing that I just showed Mr. McDaniel's birthday today, who lives out in Alaska, but he's thinking of moving up to the territories and out to the Baffin Islands and over to Russia over the Bering Sea, and holy gee, that's me. Just let's go on with this, okay? Sometimes I say things I shouldn't. When we say P16, P times 7x equals 270 plus 42, 112 plus 6 equals 1 to 18 equals to a total of 171. Add 1 to 18 equals 171. Why did I do that? Because 70 equals 6 as 3 and 3. Because it's 60. It's actually, when you get to 70, I might start splitting this up to 3 and 3 and 2 and 2. Why? Because 17 and 10. 10. 10 in French. This is 70. It says 10. It automatically says there's more to it because it's saying it's a 60 value and a 10. So we put this up to 14. Then we go to this one and we'll go to 28. Now we have the moons. 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. Now we have the moons. Okay. Now we have the moons. Now once you have the moons over here in 21, what will the answer over here be? This one over here will only be 7. Because this one is going up while this one's going down and reducing until you have the final number. Because don't forget, in between the V, 1 goes in. In between the V, there might be a V, but there's an in-between going down in. You're not going out, it's showing in. You can come out from a V, but it ain't going to come out so good. They usually call that a dust collector on vehicles. So did you see where we went? We went down to 7. We went up to 21 over here. We can go 21 if we want one more time. Here we go to 14. Here we go to 28. Here we keep it at 7. 7 minus 28 is 21. 7 parts is reality. Out of 28 days of the 7 days you can give birth, because that's all they let us actually get for the vibration until it runs out at the end of the week and you're all exhausted, or for whatever story I want to build up. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 equals 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3 and 2 beta creation, and 5 of 5775 in the world of AC and AD, in the one gateway of where number 52 comes in. M for multiply. M, the letter M brings together the left and the right into the center. 13 times 4 is 52. 2 and 5 is the last 7 we're looking for inside of multiply and plus. Now we're going to get back. So when we go to Lego, and I know I went off the subject, when we go to Lego, okay, this is a hole and this is a hole, okay? We need to build this. This becomes 1440 because look at all the circles. 1 world, 2 world, 3 world, 4 world. 1 world, 2 world, 3 world, 4 world. So these are all worlds in their own. Count each one for 1440. Okay? Count each one for 1440. When you overlap these two together or put the 1 in the center, it becomes the 9 spirit. Now add 288. 2880 and 2880. 2880 plus 1440 equals the 432 vibration between 1 and 5. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 equals to 11. So you started with 1 and you ended up with 11. All you had is nothing. 1 plus 5, 1 times 5 is 5 and 6. All you went is 1 above 5, which is only 1 away from 4. The difference between AD, 1 of 4, there's 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, making 16. Then there's 1 in the center. I'm going to show it right now. I know it's going to be mixed up, okay? But I wanted to show you that in the last count that I was doing, the 2 dice cubes, okay, actually show up for the Mayan calendar, okay? Here's another design I had, because it has to set up this way. This sets up for the Mayan calendar and becomes 3.16 because you have to add you had to add, what did we add here? 288, and we added 12, and we added 28. We added the moon to this. Okay, so we added 28 to this. So we added the moon, becomes 316. You add the gateway, becomes 315. And then you're adding up 1. If you add up to the letter R, 18 numbers in a row, it will say ace, which is the R of 666, 3 times 6. Because we're looking for perfection. When I use the math, I like to use perfection. I'll say there's a carry-on or carry-over. I got a baggage. You're not going to tell the guy, listen, my bag size is 1.2842. The cabinet above the seat is 1.2892. If I put it in on the wrong angle, then I'm chipped off 21.25 degrees, and I can't get in the 3.75 difference that I'm supposed to have in between every 7.5 times 2 equaling the circle, which is the center of the circle. Pulling up the eye, of course, 3.75 to each end, but up 3.75 and down 0.375 makes a 7.5, which makes twice as much up as it does wide, because wide you're splitting apart from the center, and from the center you're going down. So because the center is the center of its own, don't forget. So we brought it in over here. Now this in the Mayan, right, we have to add on 1/4 because 288, okay, is actually 72, 72, 72, 72. We add on the separation. We start with a half cube, a whole cube, a small cube, a whole cube, a part cube, and we put in the DNA lock. Okay, you see all the zigzags in it? We just throw that over, cut it with a scissors, make it like a ladder, turn it different, right? We cut it like this, and you pull it this way. You look at meat? I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but this has been played with. And so we get over here. So what we have is, because we have 1.25. Why is it 1.25? Because this is a whole, but we're only taking one corner out. These three will go to the power of this one corner. These three will go to the power of this one corner, or all these four corners come in, but it only goes out through here. This is the quick connect. Okay, whatever we connect, it doesn't matter. So this center inside Legos is only worth 1/8. 4 and 4, or because there are 4 surrounding it, it gets 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4. I have to show you this picture. I'm rushing because everything is screwing up.
Are you with me or not? Can we keep it entertaining? Should we just be serious and get real serious in life and let everything bother us? No.
Here's where one of the signs come in. There's the 1/8, okay? This is the 1/8 in Legos. These are the hole in Legos. This is a hole in Lego. But in Legos, this cannot be put together as a whole. One of the areas I'm going to show you, I do not have them all defined yet. You ever see underneath the Legos? So this one here goes with this one here. 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 4. This one here gets connected to here. 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 4, 4, 1, 4. Legos says he is 1/8. How is he only 1/8? Well, let's look at a different way. This cube over here is 4. This cube over here is 4. This dot is in every single corner of this cube, making it 4 parts of 8. Why is it 4 parts of 8? Because of the in-betweens. But it's the heart of the 8. Do you understand? There's 4 of them. He is one of them, and he is also the heart of 8 because he is the singular. So he is one of the 8, and he's one of himself. Top, bottom, 10. Top, bottom, 10. 1.25 value. Right over here. 1.25 times 288 is 360. 360 times the 72 factions of 5 degrees of the Earth equals to 25,920 of the Mayan count, in which the Mayan count was slightly changed inside of this. Because what happens is when I have to cut these corners, you see the way the 1 cut out? Okay, I have to play it that way. I have to put it and I have to cut it properly, and then I have to play it. So depending on how I play it, see the even band? See the difference of the band? What is my diameter between all this? Where are we connecting on this? For what reason? I have to find the gimmick that goes with this. Will there be one? Of course. I made up the simplest one. I put it where I want. And I cut it right on the line. And I take a look what color it is. And I put number 5 on all of them. Except for itself. Because I got it in my hand. Let me go back and look back. So we did this. We understand the Lego now. So what the Lego is saying, it's saying 1.25. If you want to see it again, it's 1.25. 1.25 times 288 is 360. 360 times 72, 36. And 36 in roulette, 72. But we're taking it out of here. 1 area, 2 areas, 3 areas, 4 areas of 72. Don't forget, roulette is 12 down. That's the DNA. You have to play the clock against the DNA numbers, okay, the basic DNA, just to know they're there, just to know there's strands, just to know there's angles to it, okay? That's all. You don't need any more than that. Otherwise, I need a doctor. So what we end up here is 72, 36, roulette. 36 this way, 36 this way, because we take the 36 and we have to splice the roulette world board and put the numbers in a different place. I'm not sure which one we have to move, but remember, ABC, right, has to reconnect, okay, with 16, 17, 18, and then ABC from underneath, which is 7, 8, 9, has to reconnect with 19, 20, and 21, in which 19, 20, 21 will connect with 21, 22, with 22, 23, 24. Grover Cleveland crisscrosses, okay? Grover Cleveland crisscrosses 19 and 21 when they reconnect that DNA slice, okay? And here it is. This is the center, your 1/8. 4 open spots, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here, because they always come by twos. How do I know that? Legos! They show them twos. They be halves, right? They be halves. Quarters. Were they quarters or halves? Regardless, they're the number and they fit because they fit the design. Whatever number I didn't say, don't worry. That way I can't make a mistake. But the reality is I know. And I'm not selling a lie because the only lie I can sell would be to myself. I know it works out. Don't ask me which way. Perception. Let's play. So then we have 2. Now we have the 4 here, and the 4 here, and the 4 here, and the 4 here. This one, because every single circle is around, it becomes 360 in its own because it's whole. 1440, 1440, 288, 288, 1440, and 1440. A Mayan is 480, 480, 480. 480 plus 480 plus 480 equals, can you see this? 1,440 minutes. 480 times 4 times 3. 1,440 minutes. Why times 3? Because of that Mercedes logo of 120 degrees. We have to base it on this because this is 3. This is 3 plus the core. The core counts for 1/3. Core counts for 1/3 because it's 1/3 of 3 lines. It's a ball that has 3 plugs in it. And even if it has 3 plugs, okay, it's not plugged this way. There's a 4th plug turning it this way or not. This is standing up the way it is and it's turning, and this is the balance. If there's anything else onto here, it's only a stabilizer bar. So this is 1,440. 3 times 480. 3 months times 6. We must multiply this by 6. Why? Because it's 480 hours in a Mayan 20-day month of 24 hours that I'm working with. Okay? This is a Mayan month. This is Mayan 3 months, which equals to 1,440 minutes, which makes a natural day. So now that would be 1,440 minutes is 3 Mayan months. Times 6 equals to 18 months. So 1,440 times 6. And it has to be done a different way. Okay? It has, times 6 is 6,000. Let me see. Hold on. Times 6 equals 8640. 8640. Okay, now what we're going to do is 1440. We're going to do 29,620 divided by 1440 equals 29,000. No, 25,600. 25,920 divided by 1440 equals 18. 25,920 divided by 1,440 equals 18. And isn't that what we were looking for? 18. Now at the same time, it's not the only way we're going to do it. We are going to multiply, okay, the same number of 1440 or add them up if you'd like with the number 1 and 5 equals 6, with the number 2 and 4 equals 6, and the number 3 and 3 equals 6, okay? The number 1 and 5 actually equals to 1 and 4. The number 2 and 4 actually equals to 2 and 0. And the number 3 and 3 actually equals to 2, 1, 2. Okay, what we do is I take this dice and I put it over this dice, and all I see is 1 and 4. I see a 1, 1, and a 4. Okay? Then what I do is I take this dice and I put it over this dice. I turn it both ways, and all I see is a 2. I take this dice and I turn it 2 ways. Only 2 ways. I'm only working in the 90s and 45s right now, okay? I take this and I put it this way, 3 and 3, and I get 6. I got 6, 6, 6, okay? In this one, I get 2, 1, 2. Why do I get 2, 1, 2? Because in this one, what happens to this one? What happens to this one? Here's the dice, right? Here's the 5 dice. I've got this one opposite of this one opposite of this one, this in the center. I get 2, 1, 2. So in this one, I get 5. So this is where the Jesus comes in. This is the 3, 1, 3. This is a 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 Celsius, 212 Fahrenheit. This is what you say when you borrow. This is what you say in 2012. This is what you say in the cube. This is what you say about she. You could just do so many things with this, but these are your numbers. So now when you work with these numbers, okay, we have to understand that when we see these two numbers, okay, these are your up and down numbers on the dice. There's 4 around now. So there's it's not just one game. And every one of these dots is 360 degrees. Okay? They're all 360 degrees from their position all around them. They don't have to be on the dice. This dice says, I need something here, I need something here, and I need something up here. This one is calling for 3 more cubes. And this one is calling for 3 more cubes. And this one is calling for 3 more cubes. In fact, all the 4 corners are calling for 3 more cubes. That's 12. And Rubik's Cube already shows you 3 corners. So you got 12 out of 1 cube that you already, that's 13 cubes. 13 cubes each side. Now everything starts to move around. So the 1440, 2 times the multiple of 1440 is 2880. 2880 times 2, because this is the actual reality we live, 2 and 0. 0 equals 6 equals 8. This is the area we're in. After this, it's 3 and 7, and then 4 and 6. When you have 4 and 6, you're putting the earrings onto this one. It's an earring on this one, an earring on this one. So this forms. They all form into each other anyways. So what we have is 288. 288 times 1 1/4, because when you get the center one, you're adding the other 4. A corner has 3 times the value as the center when you move the cubes together. Hi-ho, Silver, move the docks in. You know what they did on my lake? Do you know what they did on the lake this summer? Do you know what they did? They put 20 or 30 or 40 docks, and they made a party on the lake with docks. You don't think they could have did that here with islands and sand? Islands in the sun? So we know 288. We know the Mayans. We know the Mayans, 18 months. This will equal to your 25,920. I'm looking for that little piece I missed here. You'll be looking for that over here, 25,920. These are your 2 cubes. Okay, that's their total. But that's only 2 cubes. We're missing the other one in the center. This would be 288 plus the one in the center equals, they say, 1/8 of the day. So that wouldn't be a whole in itself, but it is a whole in itself because they're on actuality. This dice in the center is telling us the reality of all these dots. They're only 1/8. You put it inside here, that center over here becomes 1/8 of the other ones. It's smaller. It partakes in the in and the out world. This is 1/8 in the middle here. But you can't live with just one cube. But you do put one cube over here, 1/8. You're only one part of 8, but 8 is two sides, so automatically it's 1/8 and 1/8 is a quarter. And this is whole, and it's 1 1/4. Because it comes in from whichever natural world you want to look at. So again, we have 6 times 1440. Now we have 3 times 1440 equals to 432. JO plus 1 times 1440 for the AC connection equals to 5760. 5760. 0, okay, 0. Okay, if you want to go 117, you want to go spirit, whatever, the 0, okay, we're going to take this 0 and we're going to get rid of it. And this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to move this camera over a little bit. We're going to go like this. 3 by 1440, 1 by 1440 is 5760. Because right now we're in 5775 and in 5766. Okay, 55,760. 5 plus 5 is 10. 7 plus 7 is 14. 6 plus 6 is 12. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 6 equals to 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 6 and 6 is 12. Sorry about that. I wrote that wrong. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 0 equals 6. Now I'm not going to put anything over here because 0 also equals 9. 0 equals everything. Depends where we go. But between this 0 and this 0 and this would be 0, 0. We would say 1, 2, 3. And then we can't say 1, 2, 3 because it's only 2 away. Anything from the center, everything else is 2 away. AB is away from CA. Okay, so it would be 5760, 753 under the gun, 6357. Creation of 3 and 3, 357, 357, 5775. 3.75 times 2 is 15. Excuse me, is 7.5. 3.75 times 2 is 7.5. Times 4 is 15. It creates a circle. And we can recreate the Mayan numbers right out of this. Bringing things together. 3, 5, and 7. Always 3, 5, and 7 lately. Raphael, 7286. And a constellation of Pegasus. Let's see how long this upload is. Thank you.